All right, guys, we have a lot that's going to be covered in this video, and it will be broken up in sections so you can go to each section accordingly. But know and understand that this video is to help you prosper in the crypto space and particularly in Bitcoin. But I do understand that many of you guys coming out of the DGen space or the DeFi space that you are always looking for quick gains and quick turnarounds. And then some of you guys are already Bitcoiners. You've been in Bitcoin for years and you really think you know it all. And that keeps you from reaching different levels of understanding of what Bitcoin can really do and be when there are other solutions that are being built on top of it. So this video is going to be dedicated to many different aspects to get you guys to understand what's really going on in the crypto space so that you don't get scammed and that you begin securing your financial future in Bitcoin. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this right now is because I am extremely busy with developing, with promoting, with finding people to collaborate with and discussion collaborations. It's really time consuming. And if at all possible, while I do encourage you guys to come ask questions if you have any questions about the wallets, understand how the wallet works first. Otherwise, it's taking of my time where I could be developing new systems within the wallet, and instead I have to address all of the inquiries. So some of the similar inquiries that I've been getting are this, and I'm going to start with this, but I'm also going to share another conversation that I had, since I understand many of you might not like to read the documentation or you don't know what the documentation is. Let me reference that really quickly. Anytime you come to one of the sites, okay, just head down to the links at the bottom. There's an awareness guide that everyone using this wallet needs to be aware of. You click on this link, it will take you there. If you want to know how the wallet works, here's the link for that. If you want to know what the fees are, here's the link for that. And after you've read this information, guys, if you still have questions, use this contact us to come drop your questions there and they will be addressed accordingly. This is not to say you can't use platforms like X or Twitter or whatever the case is, but the thing is, when replying to notifications like this, we are restricted or limited to the number of characters that we can use. So it would actually be better if you use the contact us, so that way you can give full questions or inquiries, submit that to us, and we will be able to respond in full or direct you to the information where you can find it. Okay. So I'm going to start off with this tweet. Now, this section that I'm having right now is going to be dedicated not to Bitcoiners, but for you guys that have a degen mentality, or that you guys that are looking for quick gains in the crypto space, which are pretty much non-existent. Not to say it doesn't exist, but it's like playing the lottery. And oftentimes you have a better chance of winning a lottery than winning in the crypto space with all of these scams and DeFi projects. Okay. So this section here is going to be dedicated to you degens, or you guys that have an addiction gambling in crypto or looking for fast gains. I need to change your mindset so that you understand what it is, what you have to do to prosper in cryptos. Okay. So let's start with this post that someone gave. I'm keeping all of the names and information private, if at all possible. Okay. So he says, is there a minimum conversion rate? I'm on 4 sats an hour right now. Okay. So I get inquiries like this every now and then. And rather than address them all, I'm going to share a previous reply with you. But since I was restricted in my reply on X, I say, hey, there's no minimum. Answer your question directly. And I give them a link to some information. The wallets are not a degen play. This you have to understand, guys. You're not going to come in here and get rich overnight using a wallet, using Bitcoin itself, using any DeFi or crypto project or meme token. Okay, it's possible, but again, it's like winning the lottery. So I say these wallets are not a degen play. They grow your Bitcoin over time, so you benefit from price appreciation and more Bitcoin in the long term. Understand the value of Bitcoin, and I give a link here explaining it, and we'll go over that as well, and leverage time to grow it. And then I also give him another link. If you guys want to see faster conversions, participate in sharing the wallet with other users, other people, and use your wallet. Okay. This is what funds transaction fees, and the transaction fees are what pays out, either pays out slower, faster, and then we can even have greater yields with the utilization of the wallet. So participate in it. Don't just come out, put out a little $20 and walk away and think you're going to get rich overnight. It doesn't work like that. This is not a Bitcoin producer. Okay, you got to understand that. It gets fees from the transactions and returns those fees to the end users. So if nobody is using the system, guess what, guys? There's no money coming into the system. If there's no money coming in, how is it going to pay out? No business can operate like that. And understand, guys, this is just software, and it's going to manage its resources in a very strategic way. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So I did want to start off this section with that information, or with that particular inquiry. Okay, so we're going to get into that, but let's get into things a little bit more with another conversation I had that I was able to expound on. So another user reached out and they say this: one thing I'm finding something of an issue with right now is that I think I am conducting my participation in your Bitcoin wallets all wrong. Actually, he wasn't, guys, but let's get into it a little bit more. What I mean by this is I have over $2,000 sitting in your platform at this time, and the yield I am seeing from that seems to be very meager. My credits are only converting at $1 a day for these last few weeks, which is next to nothing. Am I doing something wrong there? Or what am I doing wrong there? All right, so just to give you guys a preface and update, out of this $2,000, he had like 350 pounds in credits. The remaining $1,600 in Bitcoin that he has was just Bitcoin sitting in his wallet that he could use however he liked. He could have transferred it out to an exchange and traded it. He could have put it on another wallet that he owns the private keys to. Anything. Those Bitcoin were just sitting there waiting for him to use however he needs it. So you can use it just like any other wallet. Okay, so technically he had about 350 pounds worth of credits that were waiting to be converted. Okay, nevertheless, let's focus on what the title says. Bitcoin. Understand the asset first. Okay, so we're not going to get into the wallet. You first and foremost need to understand Bitcoin and what Bitcoin brings. Okay, there's tons of educational videos out there about it by all different types of educators, but I'm going to focus on a reply here just to help you guys grasp the power and benefits that Bitcoin will bring to you. Okay, so here's my reply. And I'm going to read it because I know you guys don't like to read. But since you don't like to read, I am going to read this out. So you can grab your popcorn, get your drink, drive and listen to it, or whatever the case is. So let's get into it. So here's my reply. Regarding the performance of your wallet, I think it'll be important to begin by changing your way of thinking. And keep in mind, guys, this is focused to you degens or want to get rich quick, things that don't really happen, okay? But if you have that mindset, let's start changing your thinking. And in this response, hopefully it will get you to change your method of thinking, okay? Considering that you've been in DeFi, you've been inundated with promises of high yields and quick returns. Every now and then, An investor will luck up by investing in meme coins or DeFi Ponzi's if they are able to buy in early enough. In most cases, 90+% of the investors will lose money to these schemes. The reason for this is that people front end these projects, keep a significant percentage of the tokens for themselves, or they acquire huge amounts of the tokens for excessively low prices. By the time the project is promoted, new users flock in and pump the price of the token by injecting new capital. Then the front runners sell their positions, take profits at the expense of investors, by the way, tank the price, then use a percentage of their profits to buy more tokens, thus pumping the price again to create a sense of FOMO to persuade new investors to invest and keep existing investors from selling their positions. I'm going to pause here, guys, and let's consider this Trump token that was just released over the weekend, this past weekend, guys. You know, there was money behind this in the first place. And you guys, or I ain't gonna say you guys, a lot of people chase after this. Understand that they could have easily dumped, Trump got money, his kids got money, or whatever the case is. They got cryptos. They know how to pump the price. And whether this came from outside investors or internal, it doesn't matter. What matters is a lot of people came in and they pumped the price, and many people looked at those green candles and wanted to jump in because that FOMO, this fear of missing out, kicked in, and people ended up buying at the top, and someone came through and wiped out everything. This is the pattern, guys, of meme coins, DeFi projects, and everything else in the crypto space. Okay, don't fall for it. You are going to lose your money. Stop and think about this, guys. Okay, now I continue. This is a nasty game, and very few understand what's really going on behind the scenes. Both the devs and influencers use these projects to get rich off the back of others. Don't let that be you guys, okay? So you must first realize that all the promises that are advertised in DeFi are pipe dreams, and the end result for most investors is the same: long-term losses. Just as we've seen with Drip, Elephant Money, MSS, Titan X, and every other ecosystem that generates tokens out of thin air. Hit the reset button and understand that it's rare that people will get rich quick in the crypto space. It can happen if you just so happen to luck up on a token that 1000x, but with tens of thousands of tokens in existence, you never know which ones will be rugged or which will be heavily promoted and go viral. So which one are you going to choose, guys? It's a gamble. So why gamble? Okay? If you're going to gamble, you'll have a better chance of going to Vegas, right? And just gambling at a slot machine or going to your local gas station or something. You will come out better than trying to invest and get rich in crypto if you go in with a gambling mentality. Okay. After resetting your thinking about these fake get rich quick schemes, rethink Bitcoin. Okay. I encourage you guys to stop following after influencers and promoters that boast in all the things that they have. They'll try to show you the cars and the cash, waving the cash and their houses and stuff like that, because they lucked up. And most of them don't even realize how they got there, yet they think that they could teach you how to do it. They can't. And 9 times out of 10, also, they're going to try to sell you something. They're going to try to promote something so that you can keep putting more money in their pockets. Well, if they've already become successful, ask yourself, why are they still trying to juice you out of money? That's one thing that I do not do. That's one thing that Digital Crypto Solutions does not do. We offer you guys education for free, and we do not charge you to get in any type of membership or anything that we're charging you money for to pass on accurate information to you. Okay, the rest of these clowns are. Okay, so watch out for who you're listening to Know the game, because just by looking at someone that is rich and following what they're saying is not going to make you rich, guys. It's not. Okay? Be wise in what you're listening to. All right, back to Bitcoin. This comes with resetting your thinking. After resetting your thinking about these fake get rich quick schemes, rethink Bitcoin. Consider its value, resilience, market cap, adoption, and performance over the course of the past 15 years. Understand that it's the most secure and trusted cryptocurrency in existence and is ultimately the crypto that smart investors prefer to hold and accumulate. The market cap for Bitcoin is above $1 trillion now. And this was done, I did drop this a few months ago, but it's now above 2 trillion, right? It's above $2 trillion, and it's being acquired by nations, conglomerates, global elites, and large companies across the world. This is where smart money is going. So naturally, it's smart to follow the money. Think about this for a minute and let it sink in. Digest it a little more. Is it sinking in yet? If not, keep contemplating until it does. And then think about this, guys. I would pause the video, but you know how to hit that pause button and consider what's been said thus far. Okay. And now this. Just because the price of Bitcoin is above $90,000, which is above $100,000 now, don't think it's too expensive for small investors to buy and acquire. This is a common misconception, guys. You are allowing the price of Bitcoin to hinder you from gaining long-term wealth. And you're chasing after these meme coins or these tokens that are worth pennies, right? That you're going to end up getting wrecked in those things, guys. Put your money in smart investments, okay? Where other people are pumping the price on your behalf, okay? Just understand that Bitcoin is the crypto that everyone wants to acquire and accumulate, because those that invest in it understand that over the course of time, the value will continue to grow. Bitcoin is not a short-term play. Understand this, guys. If you have a mindset that you want to come in, get rich, and walk out with Bitcoin, it ain't happening. It is not happening. But guess what? It's not happening with any other crypto either, unless you really, really luck up. Okay? Bitcoin is a long-term store of value that will help you maintain and increase your wealth. And understand that this can be accomplished simply by buying Bitcoin and holding it for the long term. We're not even talking about the Bitcoin wallets. This section right here is dedicated to Bitcoin and understanding the asset. Okay? Check out this article here if you haven't already read it. Okay, so I give a link to this article, and I will leave this article in the description as well, because it talks about the value of Bitcoin. And in it, I also give an example of how I gave a friend $100 cash, $100 in Bitcoin, and that $100 cash today is worth $72, whereas the $100 in Bitcoin I gave them at the time, it was worth 575, and then by the time I wrote this reply, it was worth 875, and as of today, is worth over $1,000. Okay, but let's continue reading this. This article was released on August 30th of this year. Now, 3 months later, the value of that $100 gift has increased from $575, which was in the article, to $875, which is now $1,000 a day. This is the power of Bitcoin, and you never have to worry about a dev rugging the project. Keep this in mind, guys. Any DeFi project, any meme coin, any other token out there, you're running a risk of the developer taking your money and running with it. And this has happened to millions of you guys. When are you going to learn? For those of you that have not yet been scammed by this, if you keep playing it, it's only a matter of time before you do. Okay. Now consider this. It may have taken 4 years to manifest, but that $100 has increased to, let's say, $1,000 today. And since we are entering into a crypto bull run, the value of the Bitcoin will continue to increase over the next 10 to 12 months. With this, understand that slow and steady wins the race. If you want to gain in crypto, guys, don't be in a rush, okay? Also understand that if you buy Bitcoin at $90,000 and the price falls to $70,000, do not fear and do not panic sell like other investors that are in it for the short term. That short term, quick gains mentality will result in losses every time, and the investor will then blame Bitcoin and crypto for their own lack of understanding about the asset they're investing in. If you guys are going to invest in Bitcoin, come into it with a long term strategy and understand the asset. It's been around for 15 years, guys. It went from pennies to $100,000 plus. Understand the asset, guys. Now, with all of this said, note that I haven't even mentioned the Bitcoin wallet yet. That's because you must first understand Bitcoin and its value. If you're not convinced of this, crypto is not for you. Although you can certainly make some quick gains from shitcoins over the next 10 months due to the crypto bull run, but this will be extremely risky. More than likely, guys, if you play this game, you're going to get burned, okay? So watch out for that. If you're not persuaded about the benefits and value of investing in Bitcoin, you will not understand the value of the Bitcoin wallets, okay? I don't need to get questions from you guys about the conversions. It works like it works, okay? And it works as advertised. So read the documentation, understand how it works, understand that it is not a miner, it is not a Bitcoin producer. It receives transaction fees and it reissues those fees back to you, okay? Now, back to reading. These wallets do not offer a get-rich-quick solution because that simply doesn't exist. These wallets were designed to better leverage the value of Bitcoin by allowing wallet holders to progressively increase their Bitcoin holdings over time. Consider this from the article that I gave in the link, which I will include in the description as well. I gave a friend $100 in Bitcoin in 2020. Exact amount was this. Today, he has the same amount of Bitcoin, but the value is now worth $1,000. Now, imagine the case if these Bitcoin wallets existed 4 years ago and he started using them. Let's consider the absolute minimum discount that you'll find in the marketplace, which is 5%. Now, keep in mind, guys, over here in the marketplace, if I came out here now, this is my poor man's wallet, and I'll use this later. Let me scroll over this because I'll probably end up using these as well. But let's go head over to the marketplace and see what's going on. Of course, I don't have enough Bitcoin here, so I'm going to click on this, increase to 1 Bitcoin just to see what's available in the marketplace. And you can get discounts up to 14.5% right now in the marketplace, guys. Okay. In this article that I'm posting here, right, this is the minimum of 5%, right? So the exercise we're about to demonstrate here, if these wallets existed 4 years ago, that $100 that I gave them in Bitcoin, we're going to see how that would have performed, okay? So, and that's at a minimum if he was just purchasing discounts at a 5%, okay? So let's say he took that 0.009 something Bitcoin, what I gave him, which was $100 back then, and used it to purchase credits at a discount of 5%. He would then have this amount of Bitcoin. So his Bitcoin position would have increased from this to this, okay? And let's say that it took a full year for those credits to convert. So, and he would have taken this amount of Bitcoin, purchased credits, and received that many credits. Okay, so those credits take time to convert. And we're going to say that it took a year. And we're basing this off of the client's inquiry where he's only getting $1 a day, right? And let's say it take a full year for those credits to convert into Bitcoin. So if from 2020 to 2021, his Bitcoin balance increased from this amount to this amount just by buying credits at 5%. Now let's say that he uses his Bitcoin in 2021. So in 2021, he now has a balance of this. If he used that to buy 5%, buy credits at a 5% discount, by 2022, he would have that much. By 2023, he would have this much. By 2024, he would have this much. Okay. And all he had to do essentially was go out there and click a button to buy more credits once a year. Okay. Since I've written this article, we now have the automated Satoshi stacker, which is going to be doing that on your behalf. Now, it's always better if you do it yourself because you can max out the discounts, but if you walk away from your wallet, you can now still benefit and allow the wallet to handle that for you. Okay. Keep in mind that this is purchasing credits at a 5% discount, where now you can purchase credits at 8% and above. And I just went over that because today we can get it at 14.5%, right? But we'll stick to the absolute lowest discount of 5% and a strategy of buying credits only once a year. Now, without the use of these wallets, the investor would still have that amount, right? The amount that I gave him in Bitcoin right here. He'll still have that amount today because he's just sitting on the Bitcoin, but that value would have increased from $100 to $900 or $1,000 today, right? Understand the power of Bitcoin and its price appreciation, okay? But with the use of this wallet, the investor would have a minimum, keep in mind, a minimum, guys, of this amount today. And that would have been equivalent to $1,093, which is even above that because that's a difference of 900 to 1,000. Well, today that value would be $1,000, so this would be more like 1,200. Okay, but let's stick to the context of this article or this reply. That's an increase of $193. And while this may not seem to be much over the course of 4 years, that's an increase of 21% and required very little time and effort from the investor. And again, this is like an absolute minimum that the investor would have. Greater gains could be achieved if the investor had more frequent engagement in the marketplace, or if the price of Bitcoin went even higher, or if the investor used multiple wallets. And we'll get into this aspect of it as well, because you can have one single wallet if you want, but know that you can have up to 4 wallets on high yield BTC, drip to BTC, or any other platform that is supporting these wallets. Okay. Also consider how effective the wallets are at being a hedge against the price of Bitcoin. Let's say you paid $900 to purchase this amount of Bitcoin 4 years ago at a price of $92,000. And you use the wallets to increase your Bitcoin holdings to this amount. So we just went over that example here. Then consider what you'd have if the price dropped to $80,000. So if the price dropped from $92,000 to $80,000, what would you be looking at? Your value would then be 80,000 times that amount of Bitcoin that you have, which would be $942. So even though you made an investment of $900, you would still be up by $42, even though the price of Bitcoin went down. So the price of Bitcoin dropped from 92 to 80. And by using this wallet, you still would be in the green. Okay. Is this sinking in? Allow it to sink in, guys. Okay. So to reiterate, these wallets were designed to help wallet holders leverage time and Bitcoin accumulation over the course of time. And when considering the inevitable price appreciation of Bitcoin, this makes Bitcoin an even more valuable asset to acquire and accumulate. All right, so we are going to end this session or this particular chapter with that, because you have to understand, first and foremost, the value that Bitcoin brings in its price appreciation, which will continue into the millions of dollars in the future. You can get in now or continue to delay and kick yourself in the butt later. And if you get into Bitcoin, understand that you do not have to put your whole amount of Bitcoin in this wallet. You do not even have to put Anything more than 0.0002 Bitcoin to this wallet, which today is about $20, guys, right? You can put that money in your wallet and allow it to grow over time. And what's even better, if you put $20 in your wallet, guys, understand this. It's only going to charge you 10%. So technically your investment is only $2, right? Now, you're only going to get a return on that $2 that you actually paid in fees, but you still have that $18 remaining in your wallet to use as a Bitcoin wallet. So if you're going to receive payments or you're going to gift people with Bitcoin, use these wallets, because this is going to be the absolute best way for you to effortlessly increase your Bitcoin holdings over time. All right. Next, we're going to look to understand this Bitcoin wallet. We're going to talk about what it is and what it is not. Okay. We'll get into it in the next video. So click the link and check it out.